Well, the man who goes before Congress today to explain the Toyota recall is not just the president of the car maker. Akio Toyoda carries with him even greater responsibility, not only as head of Japan's biggest industrial company, but also through his family heritage. Known as the Prince, the 53-year-old is the grandson of Toyota's founder. He's had many roles, including international positions in Europe and China. He earned his MBA in the 1980s at Babson College in the US. He was handed the reins of the company last year and set about to be a hands-on manager who'd restore profitability after the first loss at Toyota in 70 years. Yet, analysts have criticized his response to the recall crisis as slow and indecisive. His testimony before an angry Congress, rare for the head of a Japanese company, is a challenge he takes on personally. Writing in the Wall Street Journal this week, Toyota says this: "All Toyota vehicles bear my name. When cars are damaged, it's as though I am as well." Well, we are now joined live from Zurich by Bernhard Bauhofer, the founder and managing director of Sparring Partners, a company that advises on business reputation. Thank you very much for speaking to us. So, looking at the man himself who's going to be testifying before Congress, Akio Toyoda, very much coming under the spotlight now, what could these hearings mean for him and his own personal reputation?
Well, I think it's important that he now admits that Toyota has made severe mistakes in the past, that even he has been too reluctant to respond to the problem. I think there's now a change of the culture and his personal consciousness towards the problem. I think he has now an important responsibility to not only represent Toyota but also Japan Inc., as Toyota is an important player in Japan. I think very important is that he's now playing the role not only of the top manager but also of a statesman. He's representing Japan and Toyota at the same time, and important is that he's now really focusing on the future, that he comes up with positive news and also highlighting the corporate social responsibility, corporate citizenship of Toyota in the US. Toyota has created jobs while others were firing people. I think that's an important factor he has to mention.
It's interesting because he's already admitted in a letter, I think, that was issued to Congress that the company in some way sacrificed quality in the name of expansion. But what do you make of Toyota and the company's whole approach to this recall crisis? Because initially it seemed as though he was trying to avoid the problem by not talking about it. And initially he wasn't even going to be testifying at Congress, but in recent weeks he's really been stepping up media appearances. What do you make of the way he's handled the crisis? Has he done it correctly?
Well, I think he's made some mistakes in the beginning. It's typical for Japanese companies. They are very introverted. They're very reluctant to react. They have this Japanese pride to be the best and not admit mistakes. But I think Mr. Lenz from the U.S. operations is very open. He has pushed Japan headquarters to testify and really admit mistakes. And he also admitted internal cultural problems, communication problems between headquarters and the U.S. operations. I think that's an important self-analysis to really get to the crown of these problems.
If I could just pick up, I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but if I could just pick up on something you said there. What about the response of U.S. regulators to complaints, which lawmakers have described as being deficient? How is this going to play out in the congressional hearings?
Well, I think that's now that all the government bodies and administrations and traffic authorities are involved, this makes sure that it will be a very long and agonizing process for Toyota. The more open they are, the more they admit mistakes, yes, and they really show empathy towards the victims, the sooner that this will come to an end.
Bernhard Bauhofer, thanks very much indeed. Okay.